events here for the 2024 Bucknell Bison Invitational. Started off with prelims this morning for the 500-yard freestyle, the 200 individual medley, and the 50 freestyle, along with two diving events that we had here, the women's 1-meter diving and the men's 3-meter diving. Bucknell Athletics YouTube page. I'm Colton DeBias. We just finished off the women's 200-yard freestyle relay, and we had 3 heats for that. Give you the scores from that. You know, we had a little difficulties getting our audio on the air. Delaware took heat number 1, and the ladies 200-yard freestyle relay, and then it was Fordham taking heat number 1 on the men's side, and then that miraculous finish that you just saw, that went to UMBC in heat number 2. Now we move along to heat number 3 to complete event number 2. It is the 200-yard freestyle relay. We have our 500-yard freestyles coming up next. And how about this? Just like in heat number 2, it is close from each lane down for our final heat for the 200 men's freestyle relay. Bucknell in lane 2, Seton Hall, lane 3, Fordham, lane 4, UMBC, lane 5, Delaware, lane 6, and Davidson in lane number 7. And it is the Rams. They have a few victories already on the night, and the Rams are pushing hard in lane number 4 with just the final set of swimmers that look to dive into the pool, that 25-yard pool here at Kinney Manitoria. And UMBC taking the lead in lane number 5 as the final swimmers hit the water for heat number 3 for the 200-yard freestyle relay. We move along to the 500-yard freestyle coming up next, and we got a close battle here. Lanes 4 and 5 battling for the win. UMBC and Fordham coming down to the line. It is going to be close. Can the Retrievers get it again? And do they? We're waiting for it. It is Davidson stealing it in lane number 7. Seton Hall is going to come home in 3rd. Bucknell in 2nd. Oh my goodness. And that's the official ruling that we have on the scoreboard. Man, that was so close. So now it's time to move along to the 500-yard freestyle. Starting off with the ladies, we have 3 heats. And we start off with heat number 1. Jordan Misiotti is in lane 1. Julia Fondersmith in lane number 2. They both swim for UConn. Mandy Zadniski from Seton Hall is in lane 3. Anthony Lyra from Delaware in lane 4. Bridget Davis for UConn in lane 5. Rennie Greer for the Wildcats in lane 6. Daisy Mitchell for Fordham in lane 7. And for Seton Hall, Zaynep Asoy is in lane number 8. We have Pennsylvania, Connecticut, North Carolina, Delaware, New York, New Jersey, and Maryland represented here for the 2024 Bucknell Bison Swimming and Diving Invite, with UConn joining us just on the ladies' side, and then both the men and the women's teams for the Davidson Wildcats out of North Carolina, the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens, the Fordham Rams out of the Bronx and New York City, Seton Hall, those from New Jersey, and then UMBC, the Retrievers, out of the Old Line State in Maryland. So those are the schools that decided to spend their weekend with us here in Lewisburg, and we're happy you are with us as well at Kinney Nanatorium as we close off one of the busiest times of the year at all of collegiate athletics with crossover season, and it has been a full swing of that here at Bucknell. Unfortunately for the Bison, with the volleyball team having their season come to an end, getting upset by Army in the semifinals of the Patriot League Championship in Colgate just a little while ago. But the Bucknell men's soccer team, phenomenal run, taking home the Patriot League Championship, but losing to Providence in the opening round of the NCAA tournament yesterday. And the Bucknell ladies having that heartbreaking loss in the Patriot League Championship. And the Bison football team possibly having a chance to play for a Patriot League title, but suffering that heartbreaking loss on the road at Holy Cross on Saturday. As we move along to the women's 500-yard freestyle, and then we have the men's 500-yard freestyle. We have a total of 12 events for you here tonight. And we move along to our prelims tomorrow morning, and then day 2 of the finals, which will be tomorrow night. And then we have our prelims on Sunday morning, and then we will close out the 2024 Bucknell Bison Swimming and Diving Invitational on Sunday. We're waiting to get the green light to begin this first heat for the women's 500-yard freestyle. UConn, Seton Hall, Delaware, Davidson, Fordham, and Seton Hall all represented. All 8 lanes are going to be occupied for all 3 heats for the women's 500-yard freestyle. Then we have 3 heats for the men's 500-yard freestyle. Then we have the women's 1-meter dive, along with the 500 free. That will be event number 9, and that will be over at the other pool, as you can see there on the other side over at Kenyon Natatorium. Got the diving area to the right of us here at Kenyon Natatorium, and then we have the main pool here at the Kenyon Natatorium as the fall sports season around the Patriot League and around the college sports world has come to an end. You know, just thinking about the MEWPC championships on the water polo side, with the Fordham Rams, one of the greatest stories in all of college sports so far this season. As they look ahead to California, along with the Bison as well. The MEWPC championships beginning today. And obviously, if you've been following MEWPC water polo all season long, and how about that story for the Fordham Rams? They were here at Kenyon Natatorium back in September, and boy, did they put on a phenomenal run. Obviously, going undefeated, they just defeated Mercyhurst 30-1 in their opening round matchup, so they will head to the semifinals. And they can head back to the championship, and then all the way to Stanford. And we got a final 2 from Navy for Bucknell. We will get you that after we now begin heat number 1 for the women's 500-yard freestyle. So we have a marathon for this event. Unfortunately for the Bison water polo team, a team that they beat here at Kenyon Natatorium, but the Wagner Seahawks getting the best of the Bison in the first round of the MEWPC championships. Wagner defeating Bucknell 12-9 down at the Naval Academy. So everybody just playing things slow here to see who can try to jump out ahead. From lane number 5 that has a rush. That's Bridget Davis. One of those mental swims, because you want to try to hold the lead, but at the same time, this is about preserving your energy as much as you can. Bridget Davis, and there's also a challenge with Mandy Zadzinski from Seton Hall in lane 3. And UConn in lane number 2. Australia Fondersmith. So it is the Huskies and the Pirates holding the lead. The 2 Big East programs that made the trip to Lewisburg to be with us here this weekend. Seton Hall, and lane number 3, that is Mandy Zadninski for the Pirates. Zadninski, the grad student out of Arizona. Still holding the lead, but Bridget Davis is still holding on. The sophomore out of New Jersey for the Huskies. And Julia Fondersmith is also there, the freshman for UConn. Pair of schools that know each other all too well, UConn and Seton Hall, both out of the Big East. And obviously, UConn in the spotlight this week for one of the greatest college basketball coaches in the history of the game. What about the story with Gino Arima? 1,217 is how many victories he has at the helm. The UConn Huskies defeating Fairleigh Dickinson in an 85-41 matchup a few nights ago for Gino Arima, who officially be on the record books alone as the all-time winningest college basketball head coach in college basketball history. Passing Tara Vanderver. And it is UConn out in front, 1-2. As they touch the line here with only a few more pushes to go. And the Laura for Delaware in lane number 4 trying to push ahead. Mandy Zadninski. Trying to get a rush as well, but it is UConn 1 and 2 in lanes 2 and 5 with the final push to go for Julia Fondersmith. See what the freshman can do. And she hold on. Fondersmith in lane number 2. 25 yards to go. Now 20. Also got lane number 4 with Anthony Laura over there, and it is going to be Laura coming home first. A late push. Anthony Laura. She takes heat number 1 for the women's 500-yard freestyle. Now it's time to move along to heat number 2. For the 500-yard freestyle. We have the men's 500-yard freestyle coming up next. All 8 lanes. With a splash with Bella Granetsky in lane 1. Zoe Griffin, she's for Delaware. Zoe Griffin in lane 2 for UConn, Bella Hoffman. In lane 3 for the Huskies, Virginia Hastings for Bucknell. In lane 4, Riley Giles for the Bison. In lane 5, Bruna D. Padua for UMBC. In lane 6, Sydney Detman for Bucknell. In lane 7, Jenny Thorson for Davidson in lane 8. Delaware, UConn, Bucknell, UMBC, and Davidson all represent the heat number 2 of 3 for the women's 500-yard freestyle. two Big East programs joining us. We're Seton Hall and UConn on the ladies' side. And the A-10 represented Davidson, members of the A-10. UMBC, members of the AM East. Lane 6 holds the lead, and it is the lone swimmer for UMBC. It's Bruna Di Padilla. It's Padilla for UMBC. Looks to win the sprint. Delaware joining us from the CAA. For now, they're going to be joining Conference USA next year. The football team making the jump from the FBS to the FBS level. And it is lane number 6, standing alone. And that is UMBC's Bruna Di Padua. Di Padua, the junior out of Brazil. Padua just cruising at this point. Was able to get the jump on the start. Final bell rings for Bruna Di Padilla, the junior out of Brazil. She is a sprinter having personal best in the 1,000-yard freestyle with the Great Lakes Valley Championships, and she was a member of Drury University in Missouri. And it is not even going to be close. Bruna Di Padua will touch the line home. We got a good battle for second place, and it is going to go to lane number 3. That is controlled by Bella Hoffman from UConn. And UConn placing 2-3. Lane number 2 and Zoe Griffin, the freshman for UConn. With UMBC and UConn in podium. And now I move along to heat number 3. And the women's 500-yard freestyle. We'll move along to the 200-yard individual medleys. Start out to do the men's first, and starting with heat number 3, the final heat for the women's 500-yard freestyle. It's Kelly Byrne, Olivia Herbert, Nora Rome, Allie Wagner, Clara Renner, Laura Hartel, Emily Krog, and Sarah Kettering. Kelly Byrne from Bucknell, Olivia Herbert and Noah Rome from UConn, Allie Wagner from Seton Hall, Clara Renner from Bucknell, Laura Hartel from Delaware, Emily Crode from Fordham, and Sarah Ketron from Bucknell. Trying to see some scores as now we are off for heat number 3 of the women's 500-yard freestyle. Lane 4 out to the early start. It's Wagner for Seton Hall. Clara Renner, senior against a freshman for the top spot. Clara Renner tries to gain some ground. Going about the same pace as Wagner. Wagner still holds the lead by barely a hair. So it seems it's going to be a Pirate against a Bison. Bison teammates cheering on. Clara Renner, the freshman, said her name a lot when we were last with you for that Patriot League meet that we had with Navy, American, Lafayette. I remember St. Clair's runner name a few times, and I also said Allie Wagner's name when Seton Hall was here in Binghamton. That was about a month ago. Allie Wagner, originally from Morristown, New Jersey. Holds the lead, the senior. And she knows how to win this event because she is a champion of the 500-yard freestyle. She is the defending 500-yard freestyle champion in the Big East. Also a two-time Big East champion in the 1650 freestyle. So Allie Wagner, the rings say it all. She knows how to win championships in these long events, and she is pouring things on in her senior year. Allie Wagner hope to go for another Big East title. Championships are in a few months. Allie Wagner just cruising at this point. And she's also the co-defending junior female athlete of the year a year ago. And she was also the sophomore female athlete of the year. No surprise, they 2023 and 2024 all Big East members. How about that for a resume for Allie Wagner in her senior year at Seton Hall and for head coach Derek Sapp. Seems she might be cruising as well of taking the women's 500-yard freestyle championship here in Lewisburg for the Invitational. Let's see if we have results from the finals. Unfortunately, for the other two heats, we do not have them yet. But Allie Wagner, with the pace that she has had, I think it might be safe to say that she might be cruising to the championship in the 500-yard freestyle. Her personal best is 5 minutes and 3 seconds. She got it this month against Drexel. The bell was going to ring. Wagner, and that was her most recent time in the 500-yard freestyle. She might break it. She is going to cruise to the victory. We will check her time. She touches the line at 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Easy stuff for Allie Wagner. One of the queens of the Big East takes it in heat 3. Clara Renner, terrific effort, but 4 seconds behind for second. And taking third was Nora Rome in lane 3. So a 4.44.97 for Ellie Wagner. Now it is time to move on to the men's 500-yard freestyle. Have 3 heats. Brendan Hanlon from UMBC in lane 1. Finn Franks for Bucknell in lane 2. Robbie Voda for Davidson in lane 3. Jackson McDonald for Davidson in lane 4. Henry Logan for the Wildcats in lane 5. Christian Castro for UMBC in lane 6. William Shoemaker for the Bison in lane 7. And Mitch McClan for Davidson in lane 8. So here we go as we move along to heat number 1 for the men's 500-yard freestyle. Three heats to decide the Invite champion. Too close to call so far. Finn Franks might be changing that in lane 2. And Robbie Voda. Also have to watch out for lane number 1 as well, Brendan Hanlon. Finn Franks pushing away for the Bison. So we'll see if this is like Wagner, a dominating victory, or it will be close all the way through. Finn Franks holding that spot right now for the Bison in the lead. Finn Franks, the freshman out of Irvington, New York. The 500-yard freestyle record for the Bison was placed on February 18, 2016 in Annapolis by Louis Benin. See if Finn Franks can try to push away some more. He has company in lane 6. That's Castro for UMBC. Lanes 5 and 6. Logan Henry for Davidson and Christian Castro for UMBC. Henry, Logan in lane 5 and Castro in lane 6. Finn Franks trying to push the issue and try to slide more into the lead spot. He already has it, but he has some company as Logan, the senior for the Wildcats. It seems we might have a close one all the way through. Finn Franks' sister is on the Yale swimming team. It comes from a swimming family, and it is showing here. Some company. Christian Castro, the freshman for UMBC. We got 2 freshmen battling it out for the top spot. Christian Castro coming all the way from Sherman Oaks, California to swim for UMBC. And Franks jumping out again. It is Franks and Castro for the top spot. In the final 25, Franks pushes off first. Castro is a little late. Castro trying to catch up some speed in lane 5. It is going to be close. Frank is going to push ahead to the line, and it is going to be the freshman taking home heat number 1 for the Bison. Ben Franks holding off Castro and Logan. It's a time of 4:33.35. So 4 minutes and 33 seconds is the time to beat in the final 2 heats. Charleston Enge for Delaware in lane 1. Nick Zaharisco for UMBC in lane 2. Fletcher Smith for Davidson in lane 3. And Riley Twist for the Bison in lane 4. Andrew McCatron for UMBC in lane 5. For UMBC, Davis Moore in lane 6 for Davidson. Frankie Sanger for Fordham in lane 7. And David Chapeni for Fordham in lane 8. Delaware, UMBC, Davidson, Bucknell, and Fordham all represented for heat number 2 of the men's 500-yard freestyle. Also have the women's 1-meter dive about to start as well. Talked about it earlier. It's been a busy, busy month for Bucknell athletics. The fall sports season winding down with soccer, unfortunately for the Bison. Volleyball just wrapping up. It was a 5-set loss as Army pulls off the upset, and the Bison will not be going to the Patriot League Championship game like many hoped. So after football concludes, that's going to do it for the fall sports season. And to say the least, we have a busy, busy Saturday coming up for Bucknell Athletics tomorrow. Wrestling is in Annapolis for the Navy Classic. And then, of course, we've got day number 2 of the Bison Fall Invite. And how about this? Everybody is close right now. We can try to lead the way to a victory. Riley Twist for the Bison in lane number 4, looking to do so. Fletcher Smith for Davidson. Lane number 3, have to keep our eyes on him. Davis Moore for the Wildcats as well. It is close all the way down the line. Riley Twist trying to be the one to pull away. The sophomore out of Westport, Connecticut. And talking about the busy schedule for Bucknell Athletics tomorrow, both basketball teams are going to be playing across the hall from us, starting off at 11 a.m. Bucknell ladies take on the Youngstown State Penguins. Then men's basketball will take on Ryder at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Football finishing up their season tomorrow at Christy Matheson against Colgate at 1 o'clock. The middle of the pool is where all the fun is. Riley Twist Edging off. Andrew McAchern from UMBC on his left. Now on his right. And then now on his left is Fletcher Smith from Davidson. Andrew McAchern, the freshman for the Retrievers. Trying to gain that #1 spot. Riley Twist looking to keep it for himself. There was a big push there by McAchern for UMBC, and he takes the lead. Time to beat is 4:33:35. You're competing against each other, obviously, but you are competing one-on-one against that clock. There's the final bell. Andrew McAchern, the freshman, out of the Lone Star State, McKinley, Texas. McAchern, slow start, but a strong finish. And he is extremely close to the line. Can he beat the best time? And it seems he does. 4.33:35 was the time to beat. And Andrew McAchern finishes it off at a 4:29. Now 4 minutes, 29.57 seconds is the time to beat for the final heat. And Andrew McAchern will have to watch and wait. See if anybody in heat #3 can beat him off for the men's 500-yard freestyle championship for this invite. It's going to be Jaden Bunt for Seton Hall in lane 1. Dylan Smolders for Delaware in lane 2. Chris Kopak for Bucknell in lane 3. Sean Vizard for Seton Hall in lane 4. Clee Halevi for Seton Hall in lane 5. Gavin Curry for Delaware in lane 6. Jacob Pogel for Delaware in lane 7, and Alex Crossing for Bucknell in lane 8. Time to beat now is 4 minutes and 29 seconds. And Sean Vizard, who took prelims, that was in heat 5 this morning. He had a time of 4 minutes, 27.20 seconds. Sean Vizard, gonna have to keep an eye out for him. He is in lane number 4. Chris Kobick, who placed 3rd in prelims this morning, is in this heat as well. Who can stretch things out as we move along to the 3rd and final heat. Time to beat 4 minutes, 29 seconds. Keep an eye out on Sean Vizard, who took prelims, as everybody was trying to sort things out. And Chris Kopak, just mentioned, he placed 3rd in prelims. Kopak, Vizard, Dylan Smolders for Delaware in lane 2. Now Vizard has a chase. Kopak holds the lead for now, and also look at lane number 1. That's a freshman, Jaden Bunt. Clee Halevi for Seton Hall, who placed 2nd in prelims. Also in this heat. So the swimmers that got the best times in the 500-yard freestyle this morning are all in the pool now. And Bunt holds the lead off of his teammate, him and Vizard trying to drive away. Got the 200-yard individual medleys coming up next. It'll be event 5. Already an hour into the first night of our championships. Time to beat here is 4 minutes and 29 seconds. Sean Vizard Trying to drive away for now. Out of all of the swimmers and divers that participated in the 500-yard freestyles this morning, Sean Vizard, the senior for the Pirates, edged out everybody. But obviously, you would need we would obviously have to do this in the ocean or on a lake. Man, how cool it would be to have everybody participate at every single time in the 500-yard freestyle in all of our events here, with over 40 swimmers who participated in the 500-yard freestyle this morning. Boy, that would be so much fun to see. And Vizard now turning on the gas a little bit harder. He tried to drive away with this one. Sean Vizard, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. He is a Big East champion, taking home the 2022 and 2024 1650 freestyle Big East championships. He's also the defending Seton Hall Male Junior Athlete of the Year. And he was also the 2022 Seton Hall Freshman Athlete of the Year. And the three-time All-Big East team member is definitely driving away with this one. And let's see if he can try for that time of 4:29. Last time Seton Hall participated in an event, it was a duel that they had on November 9th in New Jersey against Drexel. The Pirates and the Dragons. He had a 4:38 against Drexel. And the bell rings. Sean Vizard. See if it's going to be enough. 4:29 is the time to beat. It's going to be close. Sean Vizard's got it. A 4:25. And Sean Vizard is the 500 freestyle champion for this invite. An ovation from the crowd. A 4:25 for Sean Vizard. He's the champion by 4 seconds. Sean Vizard, the senior, penciling in another championship. This time in the 2024 Bucknell Bison Swimming and Diving Invite. Now I move along to the ladies' 200-yard individual medley, 3 heats to see who will be the champion. It was Victoria Novinsky, the junior out of Delaware, who took the top spot in prelims. She will be in heat 3. It's Tara Bromeyer, sophomore for Fordham in lane 1. Brianna Smith for UMBC, lane 2. Sydney Perkins for the Huskies in lane 3. Sky Sunderholt for Bucknell in lane 4. Kendall Luque for the Bison in lane 6. Anna Thompson for Davidson in lane 6. Laura Schofield for Seton Hall in lane 6. Or in lane 7, I should say. And Noah Ratmeyer for Davidson in lane 8. Everybody in motion with the butterfly. And what is next? Backstroke it is. Lane number 5 with Luque. Seems she was going to have the lead, but lanes 4 and 3, what's something to say about that? Sunderholt battling things out with her teammate as they go to the final 10 yards or so of the backstroke, and got to go to the far end, lane 8. That's Noah Ratmeyer, the sophomore for Davidson. Davidson having to make the longest trip here all the way from Cornelius, North Carolina, north of Charlotte. My calculations seems to say that is probably about at least a 7-8 hour drive here to Lewisburg. Happy Davidson is here with us, along with UConn, Seton Hall, Fordham, Delaware, and happy you are along with all of us as well on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube channel to bring you coverage of the 2024 Bucknell Bison Swimming and Diving Fall Invitation. We move along to the freestyle. It is Cindy Perkins, the freshman for the Huskies. She'll go to the final 25 yards, looking to take this one. Does anyone have an answer for Perkins? So we shall see. But Perkins' time will be on the clock. 2 minutes and 4 seconds is the time to beat. Cindy Perkins takes the lead with 2 heats remaining. It's a 2:04.29. Cindy Perkins, who placed 19th in prelims. Phenomenal swim for UConn. Now we move along to heat number 2. 2 minutes and 4 seconds is the time to beat. Ryan Russell for UConn in lane 1. Sarah Smith for Delaware in lane 2. Tori McGillis for Fighting Blue Hens in lane 3. Cookie Mahoney for Davidson in lane 4. And Dana Mean for UConn in lane 5. Cynthia Huang for Davidson in lane 6. Mia Sinceri for Seton Hall in lane 7. Cindy G, the freshman for Bucknell, is in lane number 8. And we'll have our final heat coming up with Victoria Novinsky, the junior from Delaware, who placed first in prelims. Time to beat right now is 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Cindy Perkins, the freshman for UConn. And as we're waiting, now we get the whistle for all 8 ladies to take the board. 200-yard individual medley, and everybody is in. We're off in heat 2. 2 minutes and 4 seconds, the time to beat. Everyone begins with the butterfly, simultaneous all the way down. Gotta let heat breathe and to see who can jump out, but it is close all the way down. Lanes 1 and 8, all with a chance so far. Now let's see if anybody can jump away with the backstroke. "25 yards down, and then get the halfway point with the breaststroke and the freestyle remaining. So hard to say. Who's it going to be right now? It's 5 and 6. Medina Me for UConn and Cynthia Huang for Davidson. Me in lane 5, Huang in lane 6. See if anybody can jump away with the breaststroke, but nobody can. My friends, this is simultaneous all the way down. My goodness. We might have an 8-way photo finish. But the freestyle on the way. Far lane with Cindy G, the freshman for the Bison. Can she get the advantage in the final 50 yards? Who could come on with heat 2? Cindy G goes to the freestyle. G, the freshman, trying to drive away. Lane 4 is there. It's Mahoney for Davidson. Lee with the final push-off in the last 25 yards. It's Bucknell and Davidson. Sidney G trying to hold everybody off. Can Mahoney get one final push? Mahoney has a run at lane number 4. Mahoney, does she get it? She does not. It is G. She wins it for the Bison. And how about this? It is a 2:04.04. Not only does Sidney G take the heat, she takes the lead. 2 minutes, 4 seconds, .29 was the time to beat for Perkins and the two Sydneys. Sydney Perkins held the lead, but it's a new Sydney in town. Sidney G with a 2.04.04. Every second matters with one heat remaining. It was so close all the way down. And heartbreak for Mahoney. But she is definitely going to place in the top 5. And now we move along to heat number 3. Marissa Scheckenberger for Delaware in lane 1, and Newman for Davidson, lane 2. Kyla Kelly for Bucknell in lane 3. Victoria Novinsky, who took this event in prelims this morning, in lane 4. And Hoya Martin for Fordham in lane 5. Larry Martin for Fordham in lane 6. Mania Saku for Delaware in lane 7. And Lexi Martino for the Huskies in lane 8. Victoria Novinsky, the junior, for the Blue Hens. She took this event in prelims this morning. Novinsky, the junior out of Manchester, New Hampshire. So he can try to jump away some more in the backstroke. She's a CAA champion in the 200 fly. As mentioned, Delaware making the big news last year. Making the jump to CUSA. On top of that, they're also getting a women's hockey team as well. So the Delaware Blue Hens, they have definitely been in the spotlight in the college sports world. And Novinsky has a challenge. It's Martin for Fordham. And home Martin, a senior for the Rams, takes the lead. She's going to drive away with it. Is it enough? Does Martin have a time to beat 2:04? She does! A 1:59. Martin takes E3. She's the champion in the 200-yard individual medley. Just edging out 2 minutes. 1:59. So now who can jump ahead in the men's individual medley? It was a freshman in prelims. Baylor Morosi for Seton Hall. His time was 1 minute and 48 seconds. Shane Wynn for the Bison, in lane 1. Shane Simmons for Seton Hall, lane 2. Joe Clark for Delaware in lane 3. Matthew Shinoski for Davidson in lane 4. Will Hedges for Bucknell in lane 5. Java Margarov for Fordham in lane 6. Zachary Jones for Davidson in lane 7. And James Toe for UMBC in lane 8. Medley begins with a butterfly. Nothing but splashing here in Kenny. Nothing but a close battle here as well. It is not unanimous yet. And with 2 more heats to go. Then it's the 50-yard freestyles and then the 400 medley relays, and then that's it for night 1. lane 6. Jumping Marvarove. His Ram teammates cheering him on in the breaststroke. And Marvarove, no doubt, hears his teammates as well. Lane 8 has an answer. It's Teo for the Retrievers. Now it is the fun part, the freestyle. Everyone's going to touch the line in the final 25 yards. Marvarove and Teo to the finish. Teo has a jump. Does Marvarove have an answer? And how about lane 7? It's Jones for Davidson. Jones, oh my goodness. Oh, it is so close, but it goes to win for the Bison. Always have to watch out for lane 1. It is Shane Wynn, the junior. A time of 1:52 is the time to beat. So it's 1 minute, 52 seconds, and .31. That is the time to beat Shane Wynn. It's a little hard to see from our vantage point. Lane 1. And everybody surrounding the pool as everybody is cheering on their teammates. He's just saying hellos and waves from the crowd, and a phenomenal crowd on hand here, just looking up here. There is not an empty seat here in Kenny. All the schools represented. You got a sold-out crowd here in Lewisburg. Ryan Wilbur, the freshman for Delaware in lane 1. Daniel Langlois for Fordham in lane 2. J.J. Chapman for UMBC in lane 3. Axel Morey for UMBC in lane 4. James Haney for Delaware in lane 5. Max Trias for UMBC in lane 6. Frank Howden for Davidson in lane 7. And Ryan Shute for Davidson. Ryan Shute for Davidson in lane 8. Touch the backstroke. Money in front for UMBC at the halfway point. And it's off to the breaststroke. UMBC, a pair of teammates, Chapman and Morey in lanes 3 and 4, trying to drive away. Can the Retrievers find some acceleration in front? There's a Ram in the mix as well. Daniel Langlois. Langlois has some advantage on the final motion. It is the freestyle. How about lane 6, Trias? Who's it going to be? Daniel Langlois has the advantage. But look at lane 4. Does Morey have an answer? Morey swimming hard. Langlois is there. Morey, he touches on first with a 1:51.05. It goes to Axel Morey, the freshman for UMBC. And he holds the lead. Now we move along to the final heat. Dante Brunadonna in lane 1. Andy Dorsell for the Bison in lane 2. Kevin Carey for St. Paul, lane 3. Alan Morosi, who took first in prelims, he's in lane 4. Daniel Ibero for Fordham in lane 5. Max Moyen for Delaware in lane 6. Tony Sabet for Delaware in lane 7. And Noah Adhoff for Fordham in lane 8. Close to call. Butterfly closes. Backstroke opens. Morosi for the Pirates in lane 4. His teammate is there as well. He's right next to him. It's Carey in lane 3. Morosi got the job done in prelims. And does he have enough to be the men's 200-yard individual medley champion as they go to the breaststroke? Morosi, the freshman for the Pirates. Morosi and Carey. They go to the freestyle. Who will take the heat? And is it going to be enough to win the 200-yard individual medley? Morosi and Carey. It's going to be a Pirate finish. Morosi edges out ahead. It's not enough for everyone else. And Morosi with a 1:47, he takes it. Jalen Morosi is the 200-yard individual medley champion. A little faster than when he clocked in this morning with a 1:48.40 at it to 1:47.60 for the freshman for the Pirates. That's it for event 6. Now it's lane 7. You got the dashes, the 50-yard freestyles. The ladies this morning is Jessica Sheng for UConn. 23 seconds. It's the time to beat. It's going to be the time to beat here. So Will Howard for Fordham. Amelia Obzarni for Seton Hall. Alexandria Nisikova for Delaware in lane 3. Sarah Ketchum for Bucknell lane 4. Abby Steinbrook for Delaware in lane 5. Peyton Rotzman for the Fighting Blue Hens in lane 6. Claire Chasten for Davidson in lane 7. And Ashley Pisantino for Bucknell in lane 8. Down and back, that's it. Heat 1 underway. Got the drag race. Final 25. All simultaneous. Lanes 1 through 8 has a shot. Lane number 4 has the advantage. Ketron. Is it going to be enough? It is. A time of 23 seconds. It goes to Sarah Ketron, the sophomore for the Bison. Now 23.77 is the time to beat. Now it's time for Heat 2. Garrity Ford for Delaware in lane 1. Jennifer Bolden for Bucknell lane 2. Bella Granzinski for Delaware in lane 3. Maggie Dunleavy for UConn in lane 4. Leah Moyler for Seton Hall in lane 5. Natalie Haim for Seton Hall in lane 6. Olivia Williamson for Delaware in lane 7. And Allison Kim for Fordham in lane 8. For a straight arrow all the way through, and everybody is the same. Final 20 yards. Close quarters all the way through. Who's it going to be at the line? Lane 4 might have it. Dunleavy for UConn, and she does. And that is enough to take the lead. Maggie Dunleavy, the senior, a time of 23.36. Every second matters. And now 23.36 is the time to beat with the final heat on the way. Jessica Sheng trying to beat her teammate. She's in lane 4 for UConn. Kayla Hill for UNBC in lane 1. Addie Donaldson for Davidson in lane 2. Naima Hazel for Seton Hall, lane 3. Ashley Goodshaw for UMBC, lane 5. Angie Ragazzoni in lane 6 for Delaware. Jessica Zabrowski for Fordham in lane 7. And Aliska Hajek for Delaware in lane 8. Final heat, 23.36. You catch it, you're the champion. So who can take the heat? And is the time going to be enough to win the championship? Chang in lane 4. Jumps out by a hair, but she has a challenge in lane 5. It's Gutshaw at the line. Gutshaw takes it on 22.91. Ashley Gutshaw, the sophomore, takes the final in the ladies' 50-yard freestyle. And a retriever crowd cheering on. Now we move along to the 50-yard freestyle, this time on the men's side. Zane Butt for Davidson in lane 1. Ben Emersy for Seton Hall, lane 2. Ryan Harding, UMBC, lane 3. Loyan Letteroff for Delaware, lane 4. Evan Wilson for Seton Hall in lane 5. Michael Klemazewski for Seton Hall in lane 6. Brady Robidas for Delaware in lane 7. Colin Smith for Bucknell in lane 8. Matev Namakonov had the best time in prelims this morning. And we'll see who can come out first in this heat. What's going to be the time to beat? Simultaneous, all the way down at the line. Who's it going to be? Lane 5, Evan Wilson, the freshman for the Pirates. 20.67 is the time to beat. In Heat 2, Leanne McDonough for Davidson in lane 1. Alex Shaw for Fordham, lane 2. Luke Ratson for Delaware in lane 3. Toma Adam for Seton Hall in lane 4. Boris Millet for UMBC, lane 5. David Toppy for Fordham in lane 6. Natalia Sanu for Fordham in lane 7. And Bo Ware for Davidson in lane 8. 20.67, the time to beat. We'll stretch things out with the 400-yard medley relay coming up next. So one final heat for the 50-yard dash. Oh, and a jump too early in lane 3. Jumping the gun. Luke Ratchin, the senior for the Fighting Blue Hens. So much anticipation with these dashes. Luckily, he gets back on the board and he'll try it again. Now everybody gets in. Arms chopping. Splashes in the water. Goes all the way through. Lane 4, Adam. He gets it. It's a 20.27, and that is enough for Toma Adam, the sophomore for Seton Hall, to take the lead. Well, actually, now it was a 20-27. I was about to say there was a mistake on the board. One final heat, 20.27 is the time to beat now. Addison Collins for Delaware in lane 1, Justin DeSanto for Bucknell in lane 2, Sean Niels for UMBC in lane 3. Matvey Namakomov, who took prelims, is in lane 4 for Delaware. Oliver Gassman for UMBC in lane 5, Christian Taylor for Fordham in lane 6, Christian Coleman for UMBC in lane 7, and Bud Neal for UMBC in lane number 8. 20.27 is the time to beat in the final 50-yard dash of the night. Now we got a late Christian Taylor. Didn't see what he liked in lane number 6, the freshman, or the senior, I should say, for Fordham. Probably get some time to breathe with all of these dashes. It takes a lot out of you. Ian Dye and his crew correcting the problem in lane 6. 20.27 is the time to beat. And the final heat is on go. 20.27. Is it enough? Now Namakonov in lane 4 has the advantage. Not by much. Gassman in lane 5 looking to take it, but Namakonov with a 20.09. The junior for Delaware takes the title. And it is a 50-yard freestyle title for Delaware. Or actually, no, it was my apologies. Oliver Gassman takes it for UMBC. 20.09 Namakonov. Well, that was close all the way through. And it actually goes to Oliver Gassman, the senior, for the Retrievers. Barely edging out. Namakonov, that was close. Have a 1-meter diving scores posted on the scoreboard, and then get the green light to go to our final events of day 1. $10 a.m. tomorrow. Back here for prelims. We'll have all the action covered for you here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube channel, as we're getting a mini break here until we begin our final events of the evening. We'll have 3 heats each for the 400-yard medley relays. We will be back in action tomorrow with prelims. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll have all the action covered for you here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube channel. Let's have a look to see what is on the schedule for tomorrow. Here are our events for tomorrow. And unfortunately, folks, we do want to apologize. We have a busy Saturday going on here at Bucknell University. As mentioned, we have both basketball teams in action tomorrow, and then we also have football as well tomorrow. So unfortunately, we cannot provide live commentary for you tomorrow, but we will still have all of the coverage for the trials and the finals tomorrow, right here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube channel. And it will be prelims starting off at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We'll have the women's and the men's 400-yard individual medleys, and then we'll have the 100-yard butterflies, the 200-yard freestyles, the 100-yard breaststrokes, and the 100-yard backstrokes. Those will be our prelim events starting tomorrow, and then we have the men's 1-meter dive. The women's 1-meter dive going on right now as everybody is just warming up for our final events here tonight. Then here will be the finals schedule for tomorrow. And our final session tomorrow night will be at 6 o'clock as well, right back here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube page. We'll start off with the 200 medley relays for both the ladies and the men's. And then the 400-yard individual medleys, the 100-yard butterflies, the 200-yard freestyles, the 100-yard breaststrokes, the 100-yard backstrokes. And the 1-meter dive finals tomorrow on the men's side. The women's 1-meter dive completing their championships tonight. And then the 800 freestyle relays will cap off tomorrow night for day number 2 of the 2024 Bucknell Bison the Bucknell Bison Invitation. Got the Big East, the A10, the CAA, and the America East represented. And along with the Patriot League. There are some Patriot League connections with Fordham being a Patriot League member on the football side. UConn joining us as well on the ladies' side. And if you are a college sports fan or even just a sports fan in general, obviously know that UConn has been in the spotlight recently. Well, first starting off with the UConn men's basketball team, now the two-time defending national champions heading into this season. And obviously, UConn in the spotlight, thanks to their man who has had a dynasty and more of a Hall of Fame, and way more than a Hall of Fame career, touching so many people on the way, and that is Gino Arima. 1,217 victories. That was such a scene over in UConn a few nights ago, bringing out an actual GOAT for the GOAT. Gino Arima. 1,217 wins, the 11-time national champion, 23 Final Fours, 8-time Naismith Coach of the Year, and he stands alone as the winningest coach in college basketball history, passing Tara and Van Derver, who just retired as the head coach of the Stanford Cardinal in the offseason. Already a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame. He's been a member now since 2006. To continue on the legacy for Gino Arima. 1,217 victories. Happy UConn on the ladies' side joining us here for the 2024 Bucknell Bison Fall Invitational. As everybody is beginning their final practice swims, and then we move along to our final events of the night. See what we have along all of our teams that have, schools that have joined us here today, starting with UConn. Women's soccer for UConn taking on Stanford. First round of the NCAA tournament. See, we got a final there from their matchup in Fayetteville. Stanford taking down UConn in the women's soccer tournament 2-1. We talked about it a little earlier, the Bison's season coming to an end on the men's soccer side, losing to Providence yesterday in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Still a phenomenal season. They were able to win the Patriot League championship here in Lewisburg, across the street a few nights ago. Phenomenal season for the Bison men's soccer team. And Davidson, their volleyball team, defeating George Washington in the first round of the A10 playoffs here today. They're going to be taking on Dayton, the number 1 seed, tomorrow with a trip to the A-10 Volleyball Championship on the line. Let's see what else is going on for all of our schools joining us in Fordham. You know, we mentioned a little while ago, and I think it's safe to mention it again, the most underrated story in all of college sports this fall sports season. They were right here at Kinney Natatorium in September. The Fordham Rams men's water polo team, 29 wins in the regular season, and they just got their 30th this afternoon. Or actually, no, that is 29 wins still. My apologies, friends, I didn't see if they updated it on the website, but they sure did. Fordham Rams, undefeated. They joined us in September at the Bucknell, at the Bison Invitational. They took down Mount St. Mary's 21-5, the Bison 20-9, John Hopkins 28-9, and Salem 23-11. And the Fordham Rams looking to cruise against Wagner tomorrow in the semifinals, and then they will have to wait and see who they are going to play for the MEWPC title. You know, if you joined us for the water polo matches that we had here at the Bison Invite in September, we talked about it with, in the history of NCAA men's water polo, there has not been a national champion not from the state of California. And there hasn't even been a member, a non-California program in the championship game. So the Fordham Rams, I think it might be safe to say that they might have a chance to become the first team not from the Golden State to play for a national championship in men's water polo. We'll just have to wait and see, but still a phenomenal job. More than a phenomenal job. Extraordinary stuff for the Fordham Rams men's water polo team. The most underrated story in all of college athletics this fall sports season. And it was so cool to see them play when they were right here in September. So what we have going on is Seton Hall tonight. Men's basketball. Let's see what the Pirates are taking on. They're taking on Vanderbilt in Charleston. See if we have an update from Charleston. A game that started at 5 o'clock. Obviously, we just talked about it with UConn, with how much of a big deal, how special Big East basketball is. And a Big East SEC going on, and just seeing if we have a quick scroll on social media. And Vanderbilt defeating Seton Hall tonight, 76-60. Let's see what's going on for the Fighting Blue Hens tonight. We got some time, talked about with Delaware. They're going to be making the jump to Conference USA. Football team is going to be playing at the FBS level. And there are other sports as well, with Delaware departing the CAA. And their women's volleyball team in action as well against Townsend. Seems that game is still going on for Delaware volleyball against Townsend. Which we think live stats are not coming up. Set 4 for the Delaware volleyball team playing Townsend tonight. I believe that covers everybody. Well, let's see what UMBC has tonight. And they too are in the volleyball playoffs in session in the AM East semifinals. UMBC, the 3 seed, taking on New Hampshire tonight. A chance to go to the AM East championship game tomorrow. And New Hampshire took set 1, 25-17. UMBC holds the lead in set 2 right now, 20-7. So we'll see if the UMBC volleyball team can make a run to the AM East championship. And we talked about how there's a bunch of college basketball history with a handful of the schools that have joined us here. Obviously with UConn, just went over with what Dan Hurley has done, 2-time defending national champions on the men's side, and then Gino Arima with the history he made a few nights ago. You got Bucknell, who have made a few upsets in the NCAA tournament. And speaking of UMBC, I think it's safe to say that you all may know where I'm going with this one. You know, Seton Hall and UConn, members of the Big East, obviously, you know, they take their basketball very seriously. Davidson Wildcats. If you're an NBA fan, I think you may know where I'm going with this one here. There's a certain player who played basketball in Cornelius for Davidson. His name? Steph Curry. And Davidson, north of Charlotte. And that is where UMBC made their history. On March 16th, 2018, becoming the first team in the history of the NCAA Men's Basketball National Tournament to defeat the 1 seed as the 16 seed. Still remember to this day watching that matchup with everybody except for that UMBC team. Nothing but disbelief watching that game when UMBC defeated Virginia 74-51 at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. It's happened already again. Fairleigh Dickinson with their defeat against Purdue in 2023. But it was UMBC who started it all. And it wasn't a close one, too. That was a dominating victory for UMBC. And then, obviously, Virginia got the last laugh in a way because they obviously went on to win the championship in 2019. And they defeated Texas Tech. We talked about the busy schedule that we have tomorrow for Bucknell. Also have a busy schedule today. Closing out crossover season. With now under a week remaining until Turkey Day on Thursday. And as mentioned, a tough scene over at Colgate. The volleyball team getting a bye to the Patriot League semifinals, but it's the ladies from West Point. Army defeating Bucknell in 5 sets. And Army will move along to the championship tomorrow. Colgate barely edging out the Bison for that number 1 seed. People were hoping that just like how could have potentially had a sweep on hosting soccer championships and the volleyball championships. The number 1 seed went to Colgate, so they gained the right to host the 2024 Patriot League Volleyball Championships. And Colgate's taking on Lehigh right now, and that one is going to the wire as well. Lehigh took set 1, Colgate set 2, and Colgate taking set 3, so Lehigh in a 23-21 battle right now against Colgate as Lehigh is trying to force to a set 5, or Colgate. They are 2 points away from taking on Army in the Patriot League Volleyball Championship tomorrow. We talked about how the Bison men's soccer team will win 2024 with the Patriot League Championship. We talked about how they fell to Providence in the first round of the NCAA tournament yesterday. In that contest, 2-1. Providence, with that victory, they're going to be taking on Clemson, the defending national champions, on Sunday. The first round games coming up. We still got some time to see who's left. Ohio State, Western Michigan, UC Santa Barbara, Stanford, Denver, Gardner-Webb, Akron, and Indiana are all still alive for the men's basketball championship. Virginia and West Virginia. And then Clemson and Providence. Just talk about Providence defeating Bucknell 2-1. Maryland and Wake Forest to battle against each other. UMass and Penn. How about it? Quakers, our friends from Philadelphia, getting that bye the second round. They'll take on UMass. Dayton and Michigan be playing each other. Washington and SMU battling against each other. Hofstra and Vermont. San Diego and Duke. Missouri State, Kansas City. Cornell taking on Pittsburgh. Georgetown, NC State, and Marshall taking on Furman. So that rounds out who is left in the NCAA men's soccer tournament. As we're just discussing things through as we looking to end our final two events. The women's 400-yard medley relay, and then the men's 400-yard medley relay. And friends, also as another reminder, we do want to apologize. Unfortunately, we have such a busy schedule tomorrow that not be able to provide live commentary for the finals tomorrow night. But we will have commentary for you for the finals on Sunday night. So unfortunately, we cannot provide commentary for the finals tomorrow night, and we have no commentary all the way through for prelims. And unfortunately, we cannot provide commentary tomorrow night, but we will have commentary for you right here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube channel on Sunday. But you can still tune in to the prelims and the finals all throughout the weekend right here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube page. And as mentioned, we have a busy day tomorrow. Both basketball teams are playing across the hall from us here in Lewisburg. Youngstown State coming to town. The women's basketball team will be up first at 11 o'clock. And the men's basketball team will close things out at 7 o'clock. They're going to be taking on Ryder. And then in that time, football, Colgate will be playing here at 1 o'clock. Christy Matheson, heartbreaking loss for the Bison football team, still in contention for that Patriot League championship. That was a de facto Patriot League championship game last week up at Holy Cross. And a Bison, a team that's still hopeful someday that they can finally qualify for the FCS playoffs. And with that victory, Lehigh and Holy Cross in control of things. And since Lehigh defeated Holy Cross, they have the tiebreaker over Holy Cross. So Lehigh controls their own destiny tomorrow to win the Patriot League Championship. All they have to do is defeat Lafayette. As we are closing out our 3-meter dives. How about that somersaulting down in? Seems we might be starting things soon for our final 2 events. 400-yard medley relays. Just going back to that Patriot League football situation we talked about, so Lehigh, all they have to do is defeat Lafayette tomorrow, and Lehigh will be the Patriot League champions. And Holy Cross, they still have hope for the Patriot League championship, and that even makes it more heartbreaking for the Bison, because Lehigh's only loss in Patriot League play this season was against Bucknell in that crazy game on September 28th in overtime. Bucknell winning that matchup 38-35, but unfortunately, wasn't meant to be this year for the Bison. Nothing they can do now. Holy Cross holds that tiebreaker. And Lehigh, all they have to do is defeat Lafayette. And then Holy Cross, they are hopeful for a win. They got to beat Georgetown tomorrow on the road, and they need to hope for an upset. Lafayette defeats Lehigh Valley, and Holy Cross defeats Georgetown. And Holy Cross will be crowned the Patriot League champions. And then Lehigh, all they have to do is defeat Lafayette. And Lehigh will be the Patriot League football champions in 2024. And looking things up here, there might be a sellout crowd over there in Bethlehem. So that is going to be an exciting matchup tomorrow. We'll see if Lehigh Valley can win Patriot League Championship for the first time since 2017. They lost to Stony Brook in the first round of the FCS playoffs that season. So now it is time to begin the women's 400-yard medley relay. Davidson occupies lane 1, Bucknell lane 3, Delaware lane 4, Yukon lane 5, Fordham lane 6, UMBC lane 7, Huskies lane 8. This will be one of 3 heats. 5 heats after this. Just wait to see. What's going on here? Everyone is just watching and waiting. Boy, this has to be the worst part of this waiting. All the anxiety builds up, knowing that all eyes and literally every single eyeball is on you. Not an empty seat in the house here at Kenny Natatorium. This is how it's supposed to be, with everybody watching, everyone looking on. No doubt that's going to be the same case when the PIAA Championships are going to be here real soon. Now we're just continuing to wait. I'm trying to think of what else we could talk about. I'm going to talk about how this is the last swimming and diving events for Bucknell at home this season. They will not be participating in another event here until January. On January 11th, of the Patriot League match against Army, and now here we go. We just talked about the PIAA Championships, March 12th through March 15th. And right back here at Kenny Natatorium, expecting another packed house again. So now after the long, mysterious wait, it's lane 8, Yukon. This is a sprint, 400 yards. You have to go down and back 4 times to complete one cycle. And the first fourth of it. As the next set of swimmers dive in, backstroke is done. Now it's time for the breaststroke. Lanes 5 and 8, and they are both the ladies who came here from Connecticut. Yukon, they are led by Chris Maiello. Definitely having an impact. Third year of the men and the women's diving teams. Now to the breaststroke. Lane 8 still holds the lead. It is Yukon. The lane 2 might have a rush. That's Davidson. Now it's the butterfly. Lanes 5 and 8. Still holding strong. And the Wildcats in lane 2 might have an answer now with the butterfly still with the freestyle remaining. 400 yards the distance. UConn battling it out for the lead in lanes 5 and 8. Davidson holds that second spot. Not anymore. Delaware in lane 4. And a close battle for third, and a close battle as well for the lead. And it's lane 5 having the advantage. Lane 8 trying to catch up. Both are Huskies. Into the freestyle and into the final touches. UConn's lane 5. Head down to the line. It's going to be a victory for UConn. But which lane? Lanes 5 and 8. Battling it out, and there was a close battle for third. Lane 5 gets the win. Lane 2 in second. And it was too close to call for lanes 4 and 2. It is Delaware and Davidson, but it is Davidson in lane 2. Some time to beat is 3 minutes and 50.36 in that lane 5 for UConn. Seven lanes occupied in heat 2. Seton Hall, lane 1. UMBC, lane 2. Bucknell, lane 3. Delaware, lane 4. UConn, lane 5. Fordham, lane 6. Davidson is in lane number 7. Yards the distance. Everyone waiting in anticipation. Time to beat. 3 minutes, 50 seconds. 1:36 with that group led by UConn. Now everyone has the green light to enter on into the glory. 3 minutes, 50 seconds is the time to beat. So who can stretch out with an advantage? Or can it be close as we have the first 25 yards complete? Lane 5, it's UConn again. The UConn ladies. A phenomenal first night. Mayello. He's been at the helm of this program since 2017. He came here from a completely different part of the country and also a complete way of living, coming from North Dakota. He was also at the U.S. Naval Academy, and he's a veteran himself. He was the head coach of the Navy swimming club team from 2008 to 2013 before he went to Fargo, and he is a United States Sports Academy graduate. Graduated from Hartwood College in New York. He was a two-time All-American there. UConn still holding the lead onto the butterfly in lane 5. Lane 3, looking for a push. And that lane belongs to the Bison. Ketchler looking on. Bucknell ladies, 3-1 record, entering into this tournament, or this invitational, I should say. Getting a win as a team over BU to start the season in October. And then in that quad meet, got victories over American and Lafayette, but not enough to beat the dynasty in the Patriot League, and that is the Navy Midshipmen. Lost as a team there by a score of 161 to 134. The UConn ladies on the season are 3-2. Already beginning Big East play. They defeated Rhode Island in their last matchup in Connecticut by a score of 155-134. UConn still holding the lead. Onto the freestyle, and they get it there with a time of 3:44.25. A 6-second difference. And it's lane 5 again for UConn. Fordham Rams on the ladies' side, they are 2-1. Entering into this tournament, they defeated Boston College in the meet that they had against them in the Bronx a few weeks ago. And who else do we need to cover? Seton Hall. And their ladies are 4-2. And they were here for the Bucknell Fall Invitational. Different from the Swimming and Diving Invitational that we have here. Binghamton, Seton Hall joined us. They came off with a loss against Drexel, hitting into this invitational on November 9th. This is the final ladies event of the night, heat number 3. For the 400-yard medley relay, Seton Hall lane 1, Bucknell lane 2, UConn lane 3. Fordham lane 4, Delaware lane 5, UMBC lane 6, Davidson is in lane 7. Delaware ladies are 2-2, entering into this invitational. Defeated Townsend as a team in the goal meet on November 2nd, 183 to 117. We still have Davidson to go over. Davidson 3-2. They last participated in a dual meet in Norfolk on November 2nd against Old Dominion. Defeating Old Dominion as a team, 173 to 89. finally, UMBC. Coming off a dual meet victory in blowout fashion against St. Peter's, 237 to 56. Baltimore, and they also defeated VMI 22 to 72. So 2 blowout victories for UMBC as a team on the ladies' side entering into this invitation. Heat number 3 of the 400-yard medley relay, our final ladies' event of the night. Lane 5 with Delaware. Holding the lead for the time being. And how about this? UConn looking for a sweep. 3 minutes and 44 seconds is the time to beat. Can UConn get the sweep? The Fighting Blue Hens looking to change that as they try to fight for first in lane 5. But it's lane 3 holding the top spot for now as the next set of ladies enter into the pool. It's going to be the breaststroke. UConn and Delaware fighting things out at lanes 3 and 5. Delaware holds the lead on the breaststroke. 50 more yards on the breaststroke, then it is off to the butterfly. Lanes 3, 4, and 5 flying away for that top spot. UConn in lane 3, Ford in lane 4, Delaware in lane 5. And it's lane 5 with the Fighting Blue Hens, who are in front of everybody else, blowing their way in with butterfly time. Lane 3 or 4 have an answer. UConn in lane number 3. Fordham in lane 4. Fordham and UConn battling it out for second, and Delaware trying to blow their way ahead. Fordham is with them, but it's Delaware looking to hold off. Lanes 4 and 3, UConn looking for the sweep in the heats, but Delaware looking to turn the heats upside down. And can they try to beat that final time as the final set of swimmers enter on in for the freestyle? 3 minutes and 44 seconds is the time to beat. 2:49 was the time that the last swimmer for Delaware entered into the pool. Now, unfortunately, I apologize, we don't have the names on who participated. I know the teams. It's Delaware in the final 100-yard, and the final 50 yards. In Delaware, it's going to be close, 3:13 as they touch the line. They have to beat 3:44.25, or else UConn is going to take it. Delaware to the line. Is it enough? It is with a 3:39. The 400-yard medley relay goes to Delaware. 3:39 is the best score. Fordham places second with a 3:41. So that is it for ladies events tonight. We move along to event number 12. 3 heats for the men's 400-yard medley relay. go. Who can start off with the best time in Heat 1? Fordham in lane 2, Seton Hall lane 3, Delaware lane 4, Davidson lane 5, UMBC lane 6, and Bucknell is in lane number 7. Close quarters, lanes 2 through 5. Now 3, 4, and 5 porch ahead. Seton Hall in lane 3, Delaware lane 4, Davidson in lane 5. Each lane moves along to the breaststroke. And it's still simultaneous in 3, 4, and 5. Seton Hall, Delaware, and Davidson. Delaware edging things out, but not by much. Barely by a neck length. Now Seton Hall in lane 3. And the final 50 and the final 25 yards of the breaststroke. And it's off to the butterfly. Lane 2, Fordham, trying to stay in the hunt for the lead. And Seton Hall and Delaware, they're forged ahead. And you have to keep an eye out for that Rams lane. That's lane 2. And jumping ahead, it's Delaware. They took the ladies for a 100-yard medley relay. Can they take it on the men's side? Lane 4. It is Delaware. Here we go with the freestyle. Delaware men entering into this invitational 2-2. A blowout victory as a team over Townsend on November 2nd, 229-71. Delaware charging hard with a stampede behind them. Seton Hall trying to race ahead. And the final 25 yards might be a little too late for the victory, but we're going to get a close battle for second between Fordham and Seton Hall. Delaware, in lane number 4, is going to get the win. Seton Hall trying to hold on for second in lane 3, and they do. So the time to beat goes to Delaware in lane 4. 3:21. 20:44 is the time to beat. UMBC in lane 2, Davidson lane 3, Delaware road 4, Fordham road 5, Seton Hall lane 6, and Bucknell in lane 7. Bison men entering into this invitational 2-2. Defeating American and Lafayette as a team in that quad meet that they had on November 9th, but be now 20-time Patriot League champions, defending Patriot League champions, and Navy midshipmen. The only loss that weekend for Bucknell, 172-117. So here we go, 3 minutes, 21 seconds, the time to beat. UMBC, their men's team, with 2 blowouts against St. Peter's and VMI on November 9th. Davidson men are 2-3 entering into this invite. They lost to Old Dominion on November 2nd as a team, 142-120. Lane 4, it's Delaware again. As the next set jumps in, and Fordham looking for a spark in lane 5. Lane 3 also might have a save for the lead. That's Davidson. Seton Hall entering into this invitational on the men's side, 4-2. The loss against Strasburg, 156-143. They defeated Lehigh the day before, 172-90. One more team, Fordham, 2-1. They defeated BC, 157-141. In their last contest before this invitational on November 8th. And it is Delaware and Fordham fighting for the #1 spot as they go to the final 50 yards of the butterfly. And they touch it now. The final 50, Delaware. Still in front with Fordham. Looking for an answer in lane 4 and lane 2 with UMBC. Trying to see if they can have an acceleration towards the front, but it seems it's going to be between lanes 4 and 5. And the final 100 yards for the freestyle. 3 minutes, 21 seconds is the time to beat. 2:32 the last time the Blue Hens touched. We'll see what it is here. Delaware touching first with a 2:53. So 3:21. It's going to be close. Delaware and Fordham still fighting for the Heat 2 win. Fordham has a rush in lane 5. It's going to be close. Can they run him down? Delaware still holds the spot. Fordham, one last chance. It is not going to be enough. Delaware takes it with a 3:17. Delaware still holds for the sweep. 3.17.47. Fordham also close with a 3.17.60. 3 minutes and 17 seconds, and then .47 is the time to beat. With our final heat of day #1 of the 2024 Bucknell Bison Invitation. So here we go. One more heat, and then we move along to tomorrow. Seton Hall in lane 2, UMBC lane 3, Fordham lane 4, Delaware lane 5, Davidson lane 6, Bucknell lane 7. Three, 4, and 5, and 2 there as well. All in the mix. Who can stir the paint the fastest? And have to wait. It is close all the way through. In lanes 2 through 5. And lane 5 holding out the edge. That is Delaware. Delaware looking for the 400-yard medley relay championship on the men's side. Delaware just occupying lane 5. breaststroke. From Delaware, pushing ahead some more. Seton Hall looking for a chance in lane 2. The boys in blue. Delaware and Seton Hall battling it out for the lead. They touch the wall, and then 100 yards remaining. 3 minutes and 17 seconds, the time to beat. Delaware in lane 5 will touch at 1:41. Plenty of time. But the butterfly. Oh, my apologies. I forgot about the butterfly. Delaware passing the 2-minute mark. Final 50 yards of the butterfly, and then it will be the final 100 yards for the freestyle. Everybody just looking on. See someone taking warm-up laps on the pool next to us, but all of the other swimmers cheering on their teammates, and then the huge crowd behind us here in the broadcaster's table. Now it's time for the freestyle. 75 yards to go until we close out day number 1 of the invite. $50 yards to go. Lane 5 for Delaware. They touch at 2:49. 3:17 is the time to beat. Good battle for second. Seton Hall and UMBC. Seton Hall in lane 2. UMBC lane 3. It's going to be Delaware getting the sweep. They will take the championship no matter what. But is it this group? And this group is going to take it 3:12.02. And the Blue Hens with a sweep. And all the heat for the 400-yard medley relay. UMBC coming home there with a 3:14. That's going to be good enough for second. And guess what, my friends? We just concluded night number 1 of the 2024 Bucknell Swimming and Diving Invitational. So now we will move along to our events tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. for the prelims, and then we will have the finals for day 2 of the Bucknell Swimming and Diving Invitational tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Once again, my friends, we do apologize. We will not be able to provide commentary for the finals tomorrow, but we will still have the action for both the finals and the prelims right here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube channel. We have the 200 medley relays, the 400 individual medleys, the 100 butterflies, the 200 freestyles, the 100 backstrokes, the 100-yard breaststrokes, the 800 freestyle relay, and then the men's 1-meter dive will all be tomorrow, right back here at Kenny Natatorium on the campus of Bucknell University in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Well, until then, my friends, hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday night. I'm Colton Tobias, signing off here as we conclude day number 1 of the Bucknell Bison Swimming and Diving Invitational. Again, we hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Prelims at 10, finals at 6. All the action will be right here on the Bucknell Athletics YouTube channel. But until then, have a great night, my friends, and we will see you right back here tomorrow morning.